Hey everyone, how's it going? So today I'm going to show you guys how to make a flower color wheel. Now, color wheels are very important because they help show us all the different colors. They show us what colors make different colors. They show us what colors go together, what colors don't go together. They're very important. Now, to do this, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need a pencil or something to draw with. You will need an eraser in case you make a mistake. You will need a ruler if you want to use it. You won't really need it, but if you want some nice straight lines, you can use it. You'll need something to color with, like markers, crayons, or I'm going to use paint when I color. And then if you're going to paint, you're going to need things like a water cup, some brushes, things like that. Now, to make our flower color wheel, we are going to start off by making a nice little circle in the center of our paper. So right in the middle here, I'm just going to draw a little circle like this. Now, we want to make our petals on here. So here's a little trick to make it kind of easy. What I'm going to do first is, starting at the top here, I'm going to draw a little line that goes up, and then right at the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing, just going down. Now, over here, I'm going to draw a diagonal line that goes out. I'm going to jump over here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. Then I'll do the same thing over here. Draw a little diagonal line, and then one more right out here. So then it looks like a little sun, or some people say it even looks like a little stick turtle. Now we want to make the petals of our flower, and there are lots of different ways you guys can make the petals. You could keep them very simple and just draw a line that just goes from one end to the next. So you could just keep it very simple. I'm going to draw a big bump that goes from one line all the way to the next. You can make your petals kind of pointy, so you could draw a line that curves up, make it come to a point, and then draw a line that comes all the way back down. You can make a nice fancy petal. I like to make a line that curves, and then another line that curves here. Then I draw a line that goes up to a point, and then it comes right back down to here. Then starting here, you can make another one. You can make like a wavy line that goes from one end to the next. You could draw one that has some zigzag lines on the top. Or you could just draw one that goes out on each side. And then it just goes kind of straight across. So there's lots of different ways that you can make some petals on here. Then what I like to do is I like to come in here and add a few little lines onto my petals. You can do one line, two lines, three lines, whatever you want to do. I like to make them some different sizes as well. And then in the middle, you can do something fun. You might do like a little swirl or something, just to keep it interesting. Now, once you're done with your flower, we want to mark off where all of our colors are going to go. So I like to use markers. I'm going to start with red because that's my favorite color. And I'm going to put a red dot on one of the petals. Doesn't matter which one. Then I will take my orange, and the next petal next to this one that has the red dot, I will put an orange dot. Then I'm going to get my yellow, and at the next petal, I'll put yellow. Then the next petal, I'm going to use green, so I'll put a green dot on here. After that, I'm going to use blue, put a blue dot. And then finally, I'm going to take purple and put a purple dot or violet at the end. So if you did it correctly, you should start with red, and it should go red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple or violet, which stands for Roy G. Biv. Now, our next step is to start coloring all of these. And you could do this with markers or crayons, or like me, you could use paint. And I'm going to use this liquid watercolor paint. It works really good and it's great for blending the colors. Now, when you paint, you want to get a nice brush and you want to get a little bit of paint on your brush. Do a quick dip in the water and then wipe off the extra. Now, I like to start by just kind of outlining right around the edge of my flower petal. You want to use the tip of your brush so that you kind of have a point on there and just go all the way around and then come back to the top. Once you're done with this, then you can start painting inside. Now, when you paint, you want to be gentle to your brush and be nice. You don't need to stab the paper. You don't need to give your brush a bad hair day. Just be very nice and very gentle. Imagine you are petting a little puppy or kitten with your paintbrush. So you're just going to pet it nicely and just kind of brush right along here and fill in all of your white spots. Don't leave any white spots. We don't like that. And look, now I have a nice red petal. Now I'm going to skip the orange and I'm going to go right to yellow. So I need to wash my brush off first, and then I'm going to paint my yellow one, and then I'm going to paint my blue one. Once you have your 3 petals painted, the next thing we want to do is we want to paint these 3. So we just painted our primary colors, our red, yellow, and blue. These are our 3 colors that make up all the other colors. Without our primary colors, we couldn't have things like pink or orange or even brown. Now, we need to make our secondary colors, and you get a secondary color by mixing 2 primary colors together. So let's say we didn't have these dots here, and I didn't know what would go here. I can use my color wheel. All I'd have to do is find the 2 colors that are on the outside of this, and I would know that to find this color, all I have to do is mix these 2 colors. So to find this space, I need to mix red and yellow. And it's very easy. So what you want to do is get a little bit of red paint and put some in an empty mixing tray. So I'm going to put a little bit of red here. Now, I can't dip this in the yellow because my brush is dirty, so you want to wash it off. Then I'm going to get some yellow, and I'm going to mix it up. Now, I'm starting to get my orange color here, but it's a little bit dark, so I want to wash off my brush again, get some more paint, mix it up in here. Still a little bit dark. I'd like it to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to try this one more time, get a lot of paint. Mix it up, and that's the shade of orange that I really want to use. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to paint this right along here. The next step, you want to do the same thing over here. So let's say I didn't know that this was green. What I'd have to do is I'd have to find the 2 colors that are next to it and mix it together. So I need to use blue and yellow. I only need a little bit of blue because the blue is really dark. So I'm just going to put a little bit of blue in here. I'm going to wash my brush off. And then I'm going to get some yellow and I'm going to start mixing it up. I can already see that nice green color. I'm going to put some more yellow in here. Oops, should wash my brush off. See, even art teachers make mistakes. I'm going to add a little bit more blue too, just so I can get this a little bit brighter. Need a little bit more paint in here. My paint's getting kind of watery. And now I have a pretty nice shade of green. We'll get just a little bit more yellow. Just like this. Then I can come over here and paint in my green. And finally, I have my last one. And if I didn't know this was purple, I would just find the 2 colors next to it, mix it together, and that will give me my shade of purple. So I'm going to take a little bit of red, put it in here. Take a little bit of blue, mix it up till I get a nice shade of purple. Now this isn't going to be a perfect purple, it's always going to be a little bit darker, but it's okay, it'll still work. Then I'm just going to brush this right around here. And then I'm just going to fill this up in here, just like that. Now, when I'm all done, I have my color wheel of flower petals. You can see I have my 3 primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and then my 3 secondary colors, green, orange, and purple. And now I can figure out what colors make what. So if I want to find out green, I can look over here and see that it's yellow and blue. Purple is made by mixing red and blue, and then orange is made by mixing yellow and red. Now, once you're done with this, you can do a lot of cool things. You can take some paint and you can paint the inside of it. You could go and you can draw some leaves around here and paint those. You could even go and add a leaf in between each petal and then try mixing these 2 colors and seeing what you get. Then you can always cut it out and then you have a nice flower with you. But there you go. There is your color wheel flower picture. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this.